Hi, Danny.
Hey,
How you doing?
doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. It's a nice day today. It's nice and cold.
Oof, yeah.
It's great. Do you like the cold weather, Dan?
I love it.
Okay, good. Do you hate hot weather?
For the most part.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like being all sweaty and shit.
I hate the sun too. And you know what? We're on a mission to destroy it, so don't worry about it.
I completely support you 1000%.
We're gonna find a way. So, Danny, at the character selection screen of a Guilty Gear game, okay, what character are you gonna pick? Any Guilty Gear game. I know there's a couple of them.
Guilty Gear.
What's the character you go to?
Well, shit. I forgot the characters right off the top of my head, but...
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, wait, now I remember. Dr. Faust.
Dr. Faust.
He's definitely my favorite. I love that his moveset is so goofy and everything. And that special where he sticks the fingers right.
That's right.
Right
That's
up the
right.
butt.
He likes to do the anal probing.
He does.
He does.
Sometimes with a scalpel.
Japanese games. Okay. That's. Thank you for that answer. That's a fair answer. So Danny, you are Benny's younger brother.
Indeed, I am.
You are.
Well, I have no... I can't prove it.
Well, you can't prove that you're his younger
At
brother.
the moment, there's no birth certificates here in front of you, but...
Of course not. No. I mean, you're not going for office. I'm not going to question what, I'm not going to question these
maybe
things.
in the future. I mean,
Oh, okay. All right, 2020, Danny.
if Trump can do it, I can do it.
I mean, that's basically true. I mean, yes, if Trump can do it, anyone can do it. I mean, hey, I might want to be an astronaut someday, and I can just do it.
You can just do it.
I can just do it. Just, you know what? Him and Nike can just have a great. They can sponsor him. That would be the first time a sitting president would be sponsored. I think.
You don't need any type of training for that.
No, you don't.
Definitely.
You just do it. Check mark. So I could just imagine the president sitting down and it's probably not this way, but he has a list of all the things he has to do. It's like, help refugees, this spy mission in Istanbul, and the marker he has, it just automatically does the Nike check next to it like this.
For real.
That would be cool.
Yeah, and he writes a little, just do it on the side.
No, when he's done, and you need his signature, is just do it. It doesn't say Donald Trump. It says just do it. So we're here, this character selection screen. I've been thinking about changing the name a little bit, but I don't know, because I think character selection screen is a really fucking long name for an interview podcast, whatever.
Kind of is.
It is. Thank you. I appreciate that very candid reply. Danny, do you remember the first experience you had with video games?
Well, the earliest that I remember is, I think I was around 6, around there.
Right.
And for Christmas, I got a Game Boy Color with a copy of Pokémon Yellow.
All right.
I played the shit out of that.
Pokemon Yellow.
Yeah.
That was a while back.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Extremely relevant now that the Sun and Moon are out.
Literally just came out the week that we are recording this.
Yep.
Were you the kind of person that, because when I had a Game Boy in the evenings, I would literally, I'd be in bed and I would my parents wouldn't know and I'd be just playing all night. Were you the kind of person that would do that?
Oh, definitely. I think I even messed up my eyes from holding
it
the
so close to
screen
you.
so close to my face.
Was the Game Boy Color the one they released with that weird stretchy light? Like the light that goes in the front. You remember?
I think that was the SP.
Was that the SP?
If I'm not mistaken.
I think it might have been. But yeah, that was a cool little... Man, Nintendo had a lot of weird accessories for their shit a while back. Do you remember... Okay, so that was your first game console then?
Yes.
Technically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what was your first, house console?
House console.
Yeah.
Well, the earliest that I remember is PlayStation 1. I would always multiplayer with Benny or my oldest brother, Gus.
Mm-hmm.
If we weren't playing multiplayer, then we were usually fighting over
who
who gets to play. Which is why whenever we went to go rent games, our parents had to make sure, all right, it's multiplayer. They won't be at each other's throats.
For 1 to 4 players. Right? So what games would you play then? In Benny's interview, it was mostly multiplayer focused games during that time.
Yeah, for sure. One of the biggest ones was Twisted Metal, the original PS1. I don't know if it's the original, but
it is the original.
It is?
The one that came out on the PlayStation 1 was the original version.
Nice.
I think there were like what 3 games that came out on the 3.
I believe so.
I think it was 3. No, because Twisted Metal Black was on PS2, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Right.
Oh, and also, you remember those magazines that they used to sell with like demo discs on them?
Yeah, yeah.
There was this one demo disc that we would always pop into there. It had a variety. It had Tomba. This really like hidden gem that was called Einhander, something like that. It had a German name, but it was like a little spaceship that went around. It was like a dystopian future type setting.
Okay.
And it was a shoot 'em up.
Okay.
And that was really fun. We played the shit out of the first level of that. Like, we had it memorized and down and everything.
So you just continuously played this demo disc.
Yeah.
I think a lot of demo discs during that time had that appeal.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm guessing then, since you mentioned before that the Game Boy Color was your first console, so Pokemon Yellow was your first game then?
Yes.
Your very first game.
Very first game.
Right.
It holds that series holds a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
As being the very first video game that I played.
And obviously, usually a question that I ask near the end is if there's a genre that you've something that you've kind of stuck with, and it's very clear that you still play Pokemon. Right?
Yeah, of course.
Was there actually, this is an interesting question, was there ever a moment during the tenure of those games that you kind of stepped away from it? Or did you always play them?
Well, there was a moment during the black and white era where they were re-releasing a whole bunch of the games. I skipped out on a lot of those, like Black and White 2. I forgot the other ones, but yeah, I skipped out on some of the re-releases because I already played them before.
Yeah, you didn't feel it necessary to replay them.
Yeah.
Wasn't there was the more recent re-release was like a red and a blue, no? Was it like a Ruby Red?
Oh, Omega Sapphire.
There you go.
Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you play? You didn't play those on?
Actually, I got Alpha Sapphire, but I never actually finished it.
Oh, okay. So you kind of just left it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was just wondering. Well, actually, speaking of that, or just that in general, what aspect of a game interests you more? Like, a lot of people are gameplay people, a lot of people are graphics people, a lot of people are story people. What's the thing that you gravitate towards the most? Or like whenever you look for a new game or look at a new game, what's the thing that interests you the most?
I definitely gravitate towards gameplay the most. For me, like, when I hear people complaining about graphics, like, I don't get it. It never really had an impact on how much I enjoy something.
Right.
But definitely, story is second to what I care about the most. But not as important as if I have a fun experience playing the game. Like when the original Watch Dogs came out. Horrendous story.
Really bad character.
Really downgraded from what they showed us in the graphics department. Yeah. But it was a fun experience,
sure.
Running around hacking people. It was like a GTA, but with technology.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assertion of that. I kind of felt the same way, like, when I've tried to play that game multiple times. I think, your brother lent me his copy a while back. And, yeah, that game is, I know, now we're getting into gaming stuff, obviously. It's very, like, depressing almost. In a lot of ways, it reminds me of Fallout 3, because I loved Fallout 3, but there were moments where I just couldn't play it because it was such a downer fucking game.
Yeah, a lot of the games in recent years, like, they stuck to a very dreary, like, palette and everything. Yeah, it just adds to the melancholy mood.
Absolutely. I agree with you. And they're a lot of the games that have come out recently are super dystopian almost.
Yeah.
So I guess just really quickly, Watch Dogs 2 is the opposite of that, right? You've been playing that recently.
Of course, yeah. It doesn't take itself too seriously. Like, it knows what it is. There's a 3D printer that prints out guns, which I thought was amazing.
Okay, so real quick, I don't know too much about the game. Can you I would imagine since you're 3D printing stuff, can you customize it? Like, Like color palette wise, like to what you want?
Yeah, you can 3D print the games with the guns with different skins and stuff.
Okay, cool.
I wish that you could also print stuff like suppressors or extended mags.
But you can't.
But that type of stuff mostly comes with the gun that you purchase.
Right.
From the machine.
From the machine. Okay, cool. What game made you realize that gaming as a whole was more than a fad or a toy? I don't know if you've had that kind of experience yet.
More than a passing thing?
More than a passing thing, yeah. More than just something that most people older than us dismiss.
Yeah. Well, I remember being kind of amazed when the Twilight Princess came out. At that time, like, I was still young, so I didn't really understand...
Grasp it 100%.
Yeah, I didn't really understand the industry all that much. I always thought that, yeah, it was like a passing trend and all that. But when Twilight Princess came out, it was like so highly produced and everything. And like, it got me thinking, yeah, there's something here for people.
I think when you're a kid, also when you're younger, it's not something you really think about, I guess, either. Yeah. It is for some people. And for a lot of people, it was a passing trend. I know a lot of people that were into gaming when I was a kid or younger, and then now they're not.
They kind of grew out of it.
They kind of grew out of it. And I think with anything, with any kind of hobby, you can grow out of very quickly. Cool. Twilight Princess. Shout out to that game.
You rock.
It does. It's a very good game. I never finished it. But
really?
I never finished it, yeah. The only Zelda games I've finished is Majora's Mask and A Link to the Past?
All right. I was about to be offended if you didn't say Link to the Past.
Okay, well, Link to the Past is a very good game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have not played the new one. What's the new one called? Is it A Link to the Future?
Link to the Future? No, I don't think so. I think the most recent one is Triforce Heroes.
Oh, that's right. But there's one that came out like a year or two ago that was like treading on, it was like Link to the Past, like the world of Link to the Past, like redone or something. I forgot what the hell. I think maybe it was A Link to the Future. A Link Between Worlds. All right.
Thanks, Capello.
Thank you, Capello. Danny, was there ever a moment in which you believed you'd never play games again?
Not really.
No.
Yeah, it was the type of thing where as soon as I picked it up, like, I knew that I was never gonna actually put it down.
Right.
Yeah.
So you never had a moment of doubt, or like a period of time where you didn't play games for a while, and not because of stuff like, say, like school or something. It's just like you kind of lost interest. Never had a moment like that.
Yeah, almost never. There was a time during, like, when I first started college,
sure,
where I freaked out and spent most of my time studying instead of playing games.
Yeah, I think that's a grace period though. Like, I think people, when you go to college and you're a gamer, there's going to be a moment where it's like you just have no time.
Yeah,
or you shouldn't spend your time playing games. Cool.
Eventually, I'm just like, fuck it, I'm gonna play video games. I know I need to study.
Yeah.
But video games.
Yeah, I mean that happens to everyone, like 100% of the time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So I know you more. I think I know you pretty okay, Danny. I don't know you extremely well, you know. When did we meet? This was like
good question.
4 years ago, maybe 5.
So it was when Mikey was working at GameStop.
Right.
I met you through Mikey.
Yeah. Just like everyone else in this room.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I think it was like 5. No, I was still in high school back then. So like 6 years.
Holy shit!
Maybe.
It's really been that long. Okay. Yeah. I'm just trying to remember, because it's funny. Like with this, in this circle of people, I don't exactly remember the moment that I'm like, hi, my name's Todd. Hi, my name's Danny. Hi, my name's Capello. Hi, my name's Todd. You know, I don't remember those moments, honestly. But it's been a while. So what I'm trying to get to is that I think I know maybe how you're gonna answer this question. What genre do you gravitate most to today?
Today, I'm most likely to go for those Harvest Moon type games where you just farm up a bunch of stuff. It's really relaxing to me. After that, I usually go for rhythm type games. One of the big series being the Project Diva series.
Yeah, the Hatsune Miku.
I'm absolutely in love with that series.
Yes, I know. Right.
And then, of course, we have our fighting games, which I also pour a lot of time into. Those are the big main ones that I gravitate towards.
So you like games that just help you relax, or just like a relaxing experience, or something where you can like have something playing in the background almost?
Yeah, for sure.
Something you do? Okay, cool. Is there a genre that you maybe missed out on when you were younger and you kind of wish you got into or would like to get into in the future?
Well, definitely I never touched any type of driving game unless it was Mario Kart.
Sure. Yeah.
Like unless it had items to throw at other people.
Right.
But my reasoning for that as a little kid is like if I can do it in real life, which I couldn't because I was a little kid.
Sure.
Then what's the point of playing it? But yeah, I maybe might want to get a little bit more into the driving game scene.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it looks kind of interesting, but
yeah. Actually, that's a really interesting perspective. Like if I can do it in the real world, why would I want to do it in the virtual world? Yeah, that's an interesting way to look at that.
Like I'm playing these games to cast spells and shit.
Exactly. You're doing this to do otherworldly things.
Yeah.
To live in their life. Actually, speaking of that, there is a game that came out that was like a traditional racer, but it had Mario Kart elements. I think it was called Blur.
Blur.
Yeah, it wasn't a very popular game. It came out at the same time as this other game called Split Second, which was a racing game. Blur was like a really colorful, like neon, like palette kind of game, and it was like real cars, but you played it like Mario Kart. You had items to pick up and shoot at other people. And it was a really cool looking game. You can find it on PS3 for dirt cheap now because the company doesn't exist anymore. But
sounds really interesting.
Yeah, you should check that out. It's not Mario Kart level awesome, but if you're looking to get into something with real cars and you kind of need baby steps, maybe you can start there. Did you like, I remember, I think that you were someone who was watching me when I was streaming the Crew beta. Did you like that game at all when you were watching it?
Well, it seemed kind of empty to me.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
it was.
Super empty.
Yeah.
But it looked interesting. I like that you could go off-road and all that.
No, yes, you could. I did it multiple times and nearly died, even though you can't actually die in that game.
Yeah.
Danny, off the top of your head, and this is going to be a difficult one, and this is a really cliche question.
Oh, fuck.
Can you name your favorite game or series?
Ooh.
And if you can't, what's your current your current favorite game? If you can answer that question, because I know it's a hard question.
Okay. So currently, because it just came out, of course, it's Pokemon Moon.
Pokemon Moon. Okay, so you picked Moon over Sun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Benny decided to get Sun. I knew when I saw the legendaries that I would be getting Moon, because that bat creature thing.
That's your jam.
Yeah, that's my jam. That's my shit.
All right.
But if Sun and Moon hadn't come out recently, I would probably say Overwatch, actually.
Really?
Yeah. It's a extremely fun game. Like, I typically don't touch first-person shooters like at all.
You don't. That's true.
Yeah, but when Overwatch came out, it was different, like colorful. There was actually characters with personalities and stuff, and it really attracted me to it.
That's insane, and I think we've kind of in passing talked about that before too, where it's like. It's so interesting that I see people who don't play shooters and like get into Overwatch hard. I have a couple of friends recently that also just don't play any kind of shooters. They're like Nintendo fiends, right?
Yeah.
Is that offensive? Nintendo fiend? Okay. I don't care if it's not. I don't care if it is. But yeah,
Capello says that it's not, so it's not.
So it's not. Okay, yes. He's going to stamp it with a Nike check mark.
Boom. Not offensive.
Not offensive. And, they're like, hey, they're like, I see them like on, I see them talk about it on Facebook, like, hey, we're gonna party up tonight for Overwatch. And it's like, it's insane to me because these people would never touch a shooter. Right?
Wow.
So that's cool.
I feel like it was really a game changer.
Okay. Yeah. I think for the first person shooter, like space, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it came out in a time where, like, this is the thing, a lot of shooters that came out this year were actually pretty cool. But they're all, honestly, they do the same things. They have the same color palettes. Like
Yeah.
even Titanfall, it's a great game, but it's not colorful. Like it's not trying to be. And Overwatch does exactly that.
Yeah, it's like one of those dark, gritty
Military
type of things.
Yeah. Like all of them want to be that, right? It's really cool. I look forward to playing more of that game in the future. All right, Danny, what trend in gaming would you like to see either disappear or become more prominent? It could be anything.
Could be anything.
Yeah, a trend.
Shit. Oh. Okay, here's one. So, when a game comes out with like likable characters and all that, and I understand why people do this, but a lot of people tend to ship characters.
Yeah.
Either that or like for example, they say Soldier 76 is dad to everyone, but I don't get it. I don't understand why
That's the thing.
it's enjoyable, but like, likable characters,
Yeah.
people want to see good things happen to those characters,
Sure.
I guess.
Is that
And-
considered slash fic? Slash fic?
Slash fic?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
of course.
Okay, I'm just
Yeah,
curious.
you're shipping them, relationships.
Yeah.
Some people even go out of their way to write the fucking fanfics.
The fan fiction for it. Yeah, I've seen quite a bit of that actually.
Oh my god.
Tumblr is the proving grounds for all that shit. Okay, what's the most common ship that you've seen on Overwatch that like is the most popular? Because I don't know this, so
One of the more popular ones that I've seen is Mercy and Farah. I don't get
you
the
don't get that
connection.
either?
I don't get the connection. I don't know why.
I wonder if it has to do with the way they look, or
Possibly.
because I can't like because if there's not a lot. I know that these characters have like backstory, right? Because Blizzard does a good job of making those fucking awesome cutscenes.
Yeah.
But it's like there's nothing you can really go on. Like I
Sexy lesbian couple.
sexy lesbian
Sexy
couples.
lesbians couples.
What's the one that looks like Markiplier?
Oh, Zarya.
Zarya. Yeah, Zarya and Markiplier.
That meme, be careful who you call ugly in middle school.
I love that fucking meme. When I found it on Imager, I was laughing my fucking ass off, and it was like 4 a.m. It was great.
But yeah, I think that the reason that these ships are so popular, it's because the characters themselves don't have explicit backstories.
Yeah, they
like
don't.
they have badass animations done by Blizzard and everything, but they don't really go over like, yeah, this character is straight, this character is bi, gay,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
and it just feels like this could be canon.
Right. Is there something a trend that you would like to be more prominent, or something you wish like the industry or gaming in general would pay attention to?
I definitely would like to see some more, like, people funding more indie devs, because over the last couple of years, I feel like most of the big hit games were indie, like more than those AAA stuff.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Things.
Yeah, I think that some the one that, well, for me, the ones that come to mind are games like Gone Home, which is, I know it's a walking simulator, but like it's an indie. And like in 2013, for me, that was one of the best games, and it wasn't like a Call of Duty or something,
It's
it
an
wasn't
interesting
AAA.
story.
Yeah, it's got some interesting stuff going on. So yeah, and even now, even when indies are really prominent right now, right? Because if you look at the Steam front page, it's like it's full of indie stuff, right? And maybe you'll see like Call of Duty or Deus Ex, whatever,
Yeah.
So, but I do wish more people pay attention to them, because sometimes, like whenever I see the PlayStation release their PlayStation Plus list, and then you notice that most of them are indies, and then you look at the comments, and some people are like, why the fuck isn't Doom on this? Why isn't Call of Duty on this list? Because they all sound like that, apparently.
'Cause those are your big, like, money makers.
Those are your big money makers, but I do wish people would be a little more open-minded.
Yeah, for sure.
Give it a chance. It's free. What do you got to lose? You know? Danny, since you grew up with your brothers, obviously, I'm assuming
I grew up separate from them.
you grew up separate from them.
Yeah.
You grew up in a kennel.
Yes, I was living outside the house.
I'm assuming gaming was a medium you used to bond with your family, or maybe even your friends. Is that the case?
For sure. Like, a lot of quality time that I've spent, and even recently, with my brothers, is by, like, playing video games.
Right.
having casual conversations while we beat the crap out of each other.
Sure. Yeah. I'm going to pull a twist on this question. If you didn't have video games, do you think you'd get along with your brothers or friends?
Nah.
Like, no?
I'm
Holy
kidding. I'm
shit.
kidding.
Damn, that's the barrier. That's the wall.
Of course, if they didn't exist, like, we would find ways to bond, like, in
Sure.
other activities and shit. But, yeah, definitely gaming has made it easier to connect with different people. Like, even with you, like,
Yeah.
we have a bunch of conversations like this one, much
Yeah,
like...
obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Danny. The last question I'm going to ask you, and you answered this already, but I'm going to ask it because this is the way I close. Do you think you'll be gaming for the rest of your life?
For the rest of my life, definitely. Like, even if I have children, I would fight them for the controller. Out of the way, bitch. It's my turn.
Yep, that's a divorce waiting to happen for sure. It's funny actually. When I was a kid, and my mom would say, "Hey, when you're when you have kids," and I'm like, "When I have kids, yeah, the same thing. I'm gonna have to fight them for the controllers and all that kind of stuff." Any closing thoughts or comments, Danny?
Anyone who doesn't like Pokemon is wrong.
All right.
That's it.
Okay. I don't not like Pokemon. I have just moved away from it. You know what I mean?
You're wrong.
Well, but I didn't say I don't like Pokemon.
Okay. You're
Yeah.
not wrong, but you're getting there.
I played Pokemon Go. Does that count at all?
It counts for something.
Okay, because I played the shit out of that for a while. Okay, I went to the fucking island just to hunt for Pokemon. Okay,
Yeah.
that's dedication.
A lot of people that recognize the first 150, like when they announced Pokemon Go. Like,
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, and then it dropped really hard because I know people like my girlfriend still plays it because she lives on a campus, so
Oh yeah.
she just like walks everywhere, right? But it's
Yeah.
like I know a lot of people that just they don't. So a lot of people stop playing it. Yeah, that's true.
I think it also has to do with like the support that Niantic or the
lack of
support.
Yeah, it's true. Do you think that at this point, do you think they'll even release Gen 2 Pokemon to like bring an influx of players back in? Do you think that's even a thing that they'll
I
consider?
think it would be a smart move.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're actually going to do it though.
Yeah.
They announced that more updates are coming, but
Yeah.
the updates that they do have right now add so little.
Gotcha. I still have it installed on my phone. I just haven't played it in months at this point.
I check in on it every now
And then. Right. Cool. All right. Well, Danny, thanks for taking my bullshit questions.
Thanks for having me though.
Yeah. And we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye, all you sexy people.